Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, salutations to the whole collective Israel. Alright, this lesson, I might do two videos today because I want to get into more prophecy. But this lesson is going to be quick. It's going to be on why Nat Turner had a righteous mindset. All right. Obviously, he probably wasn't doing things necessarily, like keeping the laws, because he was in captivity, like, on the plantation. But he had a righteous alpha male type of mindset. All right. Because, you look at it now, you look at Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of faces, especially you so-called Negro women. You straighten your hair and you dye it all these whack-ass colors, or you dye it heathen colors like blonde, which is leprosy, or you try to use makeup to lighten your skin, and once again, pale skin is also leprosy. So, you take on all the customs of the heathens, and, it just doesn't make sense. You see, they say, it. I just don't get it. All right. The point is, you're taking after the heathen, and while you're taking their hair, and they're disgusting, all that shit. They're trying to make their lips really big, and they're trying to get afros. They're trying to get cornrows. They're trying to get all your hairstyles, and they're getting going outside, or no, better yet, because a lot of them um, actually, the sun hates them, so they actually have to get spray tan. So they're trying to look like you because we're the greatest people on the planet. Why the hell are you trying to look like dogs, man? Like not literal dogs, man, because I don't mean to, to talk down on dogs. Like animals that Yahweh by Shem Shai created are amazing, man. We're above the animals too, but I'm saying, I have nothing against dogs, man. But you heathens are disgusting. All right, especially you Edomites. All right, we're above the heathens, man. So why are you trying to look like the base men? It doesn't make sense, man. You got the coolest type of hair. You got you got dark skin, which is a blessing. You got big lips, a broad nose, almond eyes, and you're trying to change that to look like base men. You realize how retarded that sounds, man? They're the basemen. There's a video of an Edomite woman shitting on the floor in some sort of like I think it's like a coffee place, and she picks up her shit and chucks it at him, man. You're trying to look like a bitch like that, man. You're trying to look like a heathen bitch. That doesn't make no sense, man. All right. This is Jeremiah, and there's a lot of precepts on this, but I don't know a lot of them, but this precept is, or I mean, this lesson is getting how Nat Turner had a manly, righteous mindset to an extent, all right? But this is just a point I need to bring out. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and that's the way of the heathen. Dreadlocks also, that's an Elamite, which is East Indian, that's their tradition, man. That's not our hairstyles, all right? Afros, cornrows, plaits. That's all our stuff. All right, but dreadlocks is not us. All right, and that's not Jamaicans, because Jamaicans are Benjamites. It's not them either, man. That's Elamites. That's their custom. All right, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. The point is, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, so don't learn their customs, man. You can just because we're forced to live among them doesn't mean you need to look like them. That's what they want. They want you. That's why they get all these celebrities to look like crackers, man. To look like straight up crackers. They want you to look like them so they can take your looks, man, because they know you're the superior people. All right? Um oh, kind of shifted on the lesson. Okay, but let's look at what let's look at what this says. Nat Turner said to 1,000 enslaved Israelites, "How many of y'all want freedom?" All 1,000, all 1,000 of the enslaved Israelites said they wanted to be free. How many of y'all are willing to do whatever it takes? Step forward. 900 of them stepped forward. Then he said, the first thing we must do is kill those 100 cowards standing behind us because they are our biggest enemy. This quote, whether it's a real quote or not, it reminds me of you coon ass niggas, man. You niggas that want to be buddy best friends with the so-called white man, that want to be best friends with the Moabites, want to be best friends with the Ammonites. Like that's going to get you something, man. Just because Esau's in rulership right now doesn't mean you need to be his friend. All right? Because he as you can see, all these prophecies are coming alive. He's on his way out, man. Let me get that. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. This devil's on his way out, man. And this, when I talk about, so-called white people, I'm excluding confusion of faces, because we do have Israelites that look like so-called white people too, but are from one of the 12 tribes. All right, so don't get it mixed up, man. It's really not that deep. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 or 6, Lakia verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau's rulership is coming to an end. That's why America's going down the drain, man. America's about to get destroyed by nuclear missiles. All right, which is prophecy. So I think this lesson, I'm kind of gonna go into various topics, because I want to involve prophecy in this. So, because instead of making 2 videos, I see a way to tie this in. So America's going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles. And how do we know that? Well, there's a lot of precepts, actually. But one of the ones I like to get, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So, fervent heat, extremely hot heat. What is this talking about? How would you say nuclear missiles are quick? They don't. If I'm shooting a nuclear missile at a country, it's not going to take 8 years to get there, man. I'm pretty sure it can take literally like half an hour or less. And a thief in the night is a thief. If they broke into your house, they'd want to be quick. They'd want to make sure that you're not paying attention. Or that you're asleep. That's a better way, that you're asleep, because a lot of you are asleep. You're not paying attention to what's going on. Or better yet, you're avoiding what's going on. You don't want to see it. Because you coon ass niggas love this place so much. Which is why you're going to die with it. All right, and how do we know that? Because what did Nat Turner said? Nat Turner said we have to kill the 100 behind us because they're our biggest enemy. What makes those coons our biggest enemy? What makes the people that want this place to stand up? What makes them our biggest enemy? Well, I'll get that too. Well, they're maybe not our biggest enemy, but they're the sidekick of the devils. All right. So I can, I can see, I get what he's saying, but I wouldn't say they're our biggest enemy. Okay. But they're up there, man. They're against us, all right? Because that's all that matters. Either you're with us or you're against us. It doesn't matter, if you're a top tier enemy or you're just some, you're not the worst enemy, but it doesn't matter. All right, there's no neutral zone. What was I gonna get? Well, I'll get Matthew chapter 10. Oh yeah, that they have to die with it. Okay, Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass, so it will happen, that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. All right, so 2/3 of our people are going to get killed. All right, whether that's by nuclear fire, famine, Esau, no, it doesn't matter. All right, they're going to die. 2/3. And then the 144,000 men, the elect, and the 1/3 are going to get delivered, but they're going to go through afflictions and tribulation. Because what does Acts chapter 14 say? Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right? So through much tribulation. Let's look up the word tribulation. I actually did this earlier today for a post, but this is tribulation. A cause of great trouble or suffering. Suffering, distress, trouble, misery, wretchedness, unhappiness, sadness, heartache, woe. Which woe in the scriptures, for the most part, means nuclear destruction. Or destruction, I mean. Woe means destruction in the scriptures for the most part. But nuclear destruction is a big part of destruction, yeah. Grief, sorrow, pain, anguish, agony. All right, a state of great trouble or suffering. All right, burden, trial, because we will be tried, man. What did it say? Tried like silver is tried, and refined like gold is refined, man. All right, so we're gonna face punishments. Lord willing, we are part of the elect. All right, but the fact remains. So you're you gotta die with this place, man. And what makes you such a big enemy? Well, for the most part, if you're not gonna take heed to this truth, you're against it. You're gonna persecute us. Just like most of our people put up, which I'll get that too. I'll get that as well. This is Matthew chapter 10. Okay, well, what I was saying is they delivered up Yahushua to get killed on the cross, man, which was predestined ultimately, but still, all right. And you also stone and kill and give up the prophets of old, which are back today, the disciples. The disciples you could have ratted them out. All right, Matthew chapter 10 verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Now this is the key part. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child. And the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. Now this doesn't necessarily mean, literally, like it doesn't mean your mother can't turn you in, or your grandma, or or your uncle. That's not what it's. The point is that you'll get betrayed by people that are close to you, man. And a lot of you 2/3, your family, for the most part, is probably 2/3, man. You're the only one awake in your family. That's usually the case. You live in a household with, like your siblings or something, parents, guardians, whoever. But you're the only one in the house awake. You got to get out of there, man. Or well, first of all, you have to trust and have faith in Yahweh Shai, all right? But just prepare, because they will It's prophecy. It's in the red letters, so that means Yahweh Shai said it. They will betray you, man. That's what makes them a huge enemy. All right? And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And the 2/3 scoff and scorn us, man. Like I said, they put our prophets to death. Of old, they would stone them, you know. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. All right. So just prepare to be betrayed if that's what the situation that you're put in. All right, or find a way to go somewhere else. Okay, but you have to trust Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay. Um, Kind of going into different topics. Starting out with Nat Turner though, but one of the things he reminded when I think of because I saw Birth of a Nation not too long ago, and I might watch it again today. He because this is a scripture that he said, but it basically because the reason he revolted is probably because he found out he was an Israelite, man, because he actually read the scriptures. A lot of you say, well, you're reading the so-called white man's book. No, we're not. Why would he write a book making all the people, making Yahweh's chosen people dark skin and describing Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai dark skin and condemning themselves? That wouldn't make any sense. That shows that you don't even read the scriptures, man. That you don't understand it. Because Christianity doesn't teach the Bible, man. You should know that they say the law's done away with, but then they turn their necks, they turn their heads like the exorcist 180 degrees, and then they look at you and say, pray for your sins. That doesn't make sense because according to the scriptures, sin is breaking the law. How can you break the law if it's done away with? So they're just retarded. All right. This is Psalms chapter 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye Yahweh. And the saints are the Israelites. All right, which this is a prophecy that is yet to come. All right, because you devils are going into slavery. All right, but Nat Turner is as an example of what that would happen, except on a mass scale. All right, because we're gonna put your top, by kings and princes, is talking about your governors, your presidents. We're gonna put them in slavery. All right, so don't think, well they can save us. No, all right. I was watching the Bible show a couple hours ago. I was watching, because I like watching the episodes about the Old Testament. I like the Old and New Testament, but the Old Testament is, Christians hate the Old Testament. It seems like I like it. It's full of good stories and the reality of the world. So it was after Moses, led the Israelites out of captivity. It was an episode after that, and Joshua was, they were going to take Jericho. So the two guys went into the place to scout it out, look for ways to get in. They didn't find any, but because the walls eventually got broken down by Yahweh. His through his power he had it shake and break the walls. But point is, they were in there, and they were with this woman who was a harlot. Apparently, they called her the prostitute, and she helped them escape the guards that were trying to find them. But she said that everybody is scared of you because you have a God that parted the seas and all that. It can do anything, created the heavens and the earth. Because there is only one capital G God. And I say capital G because the scriptures say that the Israelites, the saints, are actually lowercase g gods. Yahweh Shai said that himself. Yahweh Shai is a lowercase g God, but there's only one capital G God. There's only one all caps Lord, which is Yahweh. All right? Because back then, the ancient world, nations feared us because we had Yahweh on our side, man. But now most of our people don't even know what an Israelite is, like who the Israelites are, let alone what, because we've been discontinued. All right, which I can get that in Jeremiah. Kind of, it's lucky if this is going all over the place, but I'm going with the Spirit. And this is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. All right. So even Jeremiah, which was a prophet, a major prophet from the Old Testament, would go into slavery and discontinue from his heritage. Which means they wouldn't know who they were. All right. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I don't. Point is, don't. Well, okay, I got another one actually. Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. All right. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't our rest. This isn't our world. What did it say? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning that followeth. So our beginning is not yet, man. This is not our world to build up in. All right. So stop trying to build up and stop being a fucking coon, man. Because that's not going to get you anything but killed. All right. You wanna leave this place in a body bag. Well, not even a body bag, man. You're going to get destroyed in nuclear fire and dissolved. All right. So, get right. Because you can't be loving these other people, man. They don't love you. They hate you, man. Just wait. Just you wait for race wars to pop off. You go being a fucking Uncle Tom. You run over to fucking some cracker's house, kills you right there, man. Or they lynch you. Come on, man. They don't love you, man. All right, and we don't love you either if you're not gonna be on our side, man. We hate. Well, okay. We love our people, but the 2/3 have to die because they're wicked, man. We hate their wickedness. We hate their mind state. So right now we hate them, but they're gonna come back in the kingdom. They're gonna be righteous, but the elect, which Elder Apostle Tar said he feels through the Spirit that they're sealed, which I can definitely see. Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar also said that this is the year of prophecy, and look, it definitely is. All right, there's more and more things happening, and things are speeding up, man. Lord willing, continue to do that. All right. But with that said, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of Israel. See, that's the Spirit. Getting closer and closer. That's the Spirit. All right? The Spirit is moving, man. All right? Yahweh is about to send his son. Oh, Salakia. About to send his son Yahweh Shai. And he's going to tear this place up, man. He's coming back with the sword. All right? So, once again, call halal yam la Yahweh Shai will Harakak Wadash. All right, Shalom.